SL Toons, Avon Periodicals, July 1951. Before the Comics Code Authority told publishers what they could and couldn't show, before the Senate hearings, before the crackdown, there was a brief window when American crime comics told it straight. Real names, real crimes, real consequences, or at least their version of it. This is Murderous Gangsters #1. Pretty Boy Floyd, Frankie Yale, Jack's Legs Diamond. Three men who took it all the way to the brink. Art by Wally Wood, Mo Marcus, Rocco Mastroserio, Warren Kremer, Chicago, Brooklyn, New York. The 1920s and 30s told in 4 colors in 1951. Let's read. Inside front cover, 3 men, 3 stories. The Al Capone of Brooklyn, Pretty Boy Floyd, Legs Diamond. Avon Periodicals is not pulling any punches about what this comic is. Let's get into it. Years in prison failed to teach Pretty Boy Floyd that crime doesn't pay, so G-Man Jarvis wrote his final lesson in hot lead. Inside stories of the lives and crimes of famous gangsters. Torture and murder were the everyday business methods of Legs Diamond until his competitors put him out of business, permanently. Frankie Yale was called the Al Capone of Brooklyn. He could control the very lives of his mob. He was a big man, but a bloody gang war proved no man is bigger than a vengeful chunk of lead. Charles Pretty Boy Floyd, Oklahoma bank robber, killed more than 10 people, shot dead by FBI agents in an Ohio cornfield in 1934. Age 30. J. Edgar Hoover called him public enemy #1. Art, Mo Marcus, Rocco Mastroserio. Pretty Boy Floyd, the baby-faced killer. The gates of Missouri State Penitentiary clanged open one day in March of 1929, and out stepped Charles Arthur Floyd, a handsome youth of 22 whose blood-spattered career under the name of Pretty Boy was soon to be electrified America. Rough, ruthless, the hardened ex-convict returned to the only life he knew, one of violence and crime. Shortly after his release, Floyd made his way to Mother Ash, the guardian angel of all criminals in Kansas City, where, "The name's Floyd, ma'am. Suppose you've heard of me?" "Sure have, son. The word's got around you're looking for good contacts. Come in and I'll see what I can do." "Hey, Rose, look at what walked in. Gosh, he's sure different from the usual crummy bunch we see." "I'll say he is. Hello, pretty boy. Where did you get such a cute face?" I really can't say, miss. What's that?" "Beat it, Boulon." "Floyd, remember this? Rose is married to my son, Wally, and Beulah's engaged to my other son, Willie, so lay off." "Don't worry, ma'am. I came here strictly on business." That night in Mother Ash's, Floyd not only got a new nickname, but also a pair of partners, Jim Bradley and Jack Atkins. Together they embarked on a spree of bank robberies that terrorized central Ohio for months. "Hurry, Floyd, get into the car before we've all the cops in town on our necks." "Don't worry about me, Jim. Just tell Atkins to get that bus moving. I'll be there." "Nice going, Chuck. We made it." "All right, you guys, hold on to your hats. I'm really going to open this baby up." Bam, 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 bam! Then as the getaway cars sped towards the suburbs of Akron and safety. "Ease up, Atkins. You just went through a red light. Don't you want to have us picked up for speeding?" "Ha! Are you trying to be funny, Floyd? Wait, that's siren. It's the coppers. I told you to be careful. Now they're tailing us." "Yeah, but that ain't the worst of it. They're starting to shoot." "Ooh, blast it. Atkins got his. Now I gotta wrestle with this wheel or we'll all crack up. Can't you get those bulls off our tails?" "I'm trying, Chuck. There, that should do it. I just plugged the front tire. We won't have anything to worry about now." "That's what you think, Jim. How about Atkins here? If we don't get him to Sawbones, he'll die sure. And finding a doc ain't gonna be easy." Floyd and Bradley did find a doctor to treat their friend, but they were soon to regret it. The brave doctor managed to call the police while Pretty Boy and Bradley weren't watching, and within minutes all 3 bandits were captured without a struggle. Bradley got the chair and Atkins life imprisonment. Floyd was lucky and drew 15 years. Then one day in May 1930, as he was being taken to prison, "Fools think I'm dozing. Good thing you didn't use handcuffs. That'll make it easier. Well, here goes nothing. So long, sucker. Give my regards to the warden when you see him." What the? Floyd? He's making a break for it. Stop, or I'll shoot. Go ahead, copper. Let's see how good you are at hitting a moving target. Bam! And as the train grinds to a stop, that dumb deputy hadn't got a chance to stop me now. I'll head for the woods and give him the slip. Pretty Boy was front page copy now, and red hot. Soon he had a new partner, Bill, the killer, Mailer. Together with Beulah Baird and her sister Rose, who became their moles, they started a new series of crimes. Then one day in Bowling Green, Ohio, they're moving away from me. Now's my chance to call. I'm sure that's Pretty Boy and his mom. Hello? Police headquarters? Listen to me. I got a hot tip for you. Let's go, kids. We're too hot to hang around any place too long. Wait, Floyd, watch out. The cops, somebody must have spotted us. Run for the car. Bam, 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 bam. Too late. We'll have to try to hold them off until... Oh. Miller dropped with a bullet through the heart, and Beulah was wounded. Now Pretty Boy had to fight alone. Give up, Pretty Boy. You haven't got a chance. We'll see about that, Buster. Come and get me. Slug after slug ripped into Floyd, but he happened to be wearing a bulletproof vest that day, and so... Good Lord, I've hit him 3 times and he's still going. Look, he's starting the car. Shoot, or he'll get away. But Floyd, who had the coordination of an athlete, was too fast. It's no use. We'll never catch him now. Well, at least we got his friends. Maybe we can get a line on him from them. The luck seemed to be guarding Floyd's life. After his brush with death in Ohio, he ghosted into Kansas City and holed up into an abandoned warehouse that was used as storehouse by a gang of bootleggers. A few weeks later, Pretty Boy was the victim of a little joke of fate. Prohibition agents and the police had marked the warehouse for a raid. You boys should make a good haul tonight. This place is loaded with bootleg stuff. Good deal. We'll smash every bottle. Wait, what's that? Look, there's someone in here. It looks like we caught a rat in the trap, too. Wait a minute, that face. It's Pretty Boy Floyd. Watch out! Floyd, thinking the law had come to take him, acted with the instinct of a trapped animal. I don't know how you coppers found out I was here, but you're not nabbing me. Sensing the desperateness of his situation, Floyd called upon all his criminal cunning. The place is swarming with police. Wait, there's a door at the end of this corridor. Now, if I could only slip into the street. Holy cow, that crowd outside. Shots must have attracted them. I'll never get by them unnoticed. What am I going to do? Christ, here comes the law, breathing down my neck. Okay, Chuck boy, start moving. Then Floyd committed one of the most despicable crimes of his crimson career. Alright, suckers, you came here to watch a free show? Now let's see how you enjoy it. Firing wildly into the crowd and killing innocent bystander, Pretty Boy caused such a hysterical confusion that he was able to escape into the milling crowd. Floyd was now the hottest headline across the nation. Then, in 1932, he teamed up with George Birdwell and began another string of bank jobs. In spite of his brutality, Floyd had one weakness: his son. Very few people knew he was married, and so periodically he would visit his wife and child. And on one such occasion, in 1932, "You're taking an awful chance coming here, Charlie. Suppose the police should find out." Floyd's wife was right. The law knew of Pretty Boy's soft spot. Uh-oh, here comes the company, Chuck. Coppers are pulling up, and now we're really in the soup. Outside, the Oklahoma law officials were getting ready to spring their trap. Surround the place, men. This one time we got Floyd. Yeah, he had to make one mistake, Chief. And look out! The police had failed to realize Floyd's flair for daring. In a flash, the scene was alive with hot metal death. Duck, boys! Floyd and his pal are going to blast their way out. Ra-da-da-da, aim for the tires, men. Too late. The car's speeding away. Quick, into your cars. They won't get far. Bam, 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 bam. Once again, Floyd seemed to be leading a charmed life. But soon the pursuers slowly closed the gap between the getaway car and themselves. Recklessly, the car that carried Floyd and Birdwell kept moving ahead. Then, good Lord, right over the embankment. It looked like Pretty Boy's luck finally ran out. Yeah, now Washington can scratch one public enemy off their books. But the law was wrong. Floyd and Birdwell had escaped death by leaping from the doomed car at the last minute, and soon Floyd was back in circulation. Then, in 1933, Are you sure your information's correct, Mr. Jarvis? Positive, boys. Floyd is somewhere in the Cookson Hills in Oklahoma. Melvin Jarvis, top G-man of the FBI staff, had been assigned to bring in Pretty Boy. If necessary, I'll organize a 1,000-man posse to cover every inch of that ground. Floyd's got to be found. Meanwhile, Floyd, wounded while shooting his way out of another trap, found friends in the lonely hills. It's sure swell of you to keep me hidden this way, Black Bear. Ah, it is nothing. Wait, look. Aye, danger! Police officers approach this lace. What? That means I'd better move, friends. I'll give those coppers a run for their money. And true to his word, Floyd eluded his pursuers, but now he was like a hunted animal. From February to October 1934, Pretty Boy stole from one state to another, trying to shake the FBI. Finally, weak and exhausted, Floyd settled in Ohio. But Jarvis, who'd been pinpointing Floyd's movements, caught up with him near a farm outside Liverpool, Ohio. Shoot first, boys. Pretty Boy is still dangerous. Come on, let's search the grounds. Hold it, Chief. Look near that haystack. Floyd, operating on sheer nerve alone, tried to dare fate again. Here I am, coppers, but you'll have to come and get me if you want me. Give up, Floyd. You haven't got a prayer. But Pretty Boy knew only one code. Kill or be killed, and so... You're talking through your hat, copper. You'll never... Ooh. Thus, at the age of 27, the once tough Charles Pretty Boy Floyd lay a huddled lump of humanity. Well, I suppose men like Floyd never learn, do they, boys? They always die the way they live, bloody and violent. This is the man who made Scarface, and Scarface remembered. Greed and power were gods he worshipped, and the bodies of his victims were burnt offerings to his lust. But he made the mistake of passing judgment on two who were as ruthless as himself. Frankie Yale, the Al Capone of Brooklyn. He held a strange power over the members of his race. His authority was unquestioned. His judgment was the court of last resort among Sicilians, and he exploited them to the limit, growing rich on their loyalty, but he couldn't win an argument over a Tommy gun. You two heard what I said. Either you two take the rap for that murder or you get death in a one-way ride. You won't get more than life for it, but after all, I'm too important to rot in jail. Yeah, Frankie, yeah, but murder? We take the rap for murder? They started out as three friends, if you could call their type of companionship friendship, but never were three more deadly, unscrupulous, and vicious killers assembled in one place. Their names were Johnny Torrio, Al Capone, and Frankie Yale. This is principally the story of Frankie Yale. This is the last round, you guys. I got a little business to attend to. Listen to him, Al. Frankie says he has some business. Some lousy candy store stick-up, I bet. That's all there is in this stinking town of Brooklyn. There's dough in this burg you guys never dreamed about. Wait around a couple hours. I'll prove it. We'll be here all right. We couldn't think of anything better than waiting and seeing you latch onto some real dough. Maybe we can make a touch. Yale's path led him to a poor neighborhood. He eased up to an alley and... Okay, Frankie, here's the grand in advance. How do I know you won't double-cross me? Throw the bull, fat boy. I always keep a promise. Besides, if I didn't, you'd hire somebody to knock me off. Who is... Oh, it's you, Frankie. What did you want to do? Place a bet? No, I want to collect one you did the fat boy out of. Don't point that gun, Frankie. Honest, I was going to see Pat tomorrow. Look, I got the dough all stashed away for him. Ah! That's all I wanted to know. Oh, brother, over $2,000, and my contract with Fat Boy only called for the knockoff of this sum. Outside, that was a shot all right, and it came from there. About the 4th floor. You take the alley, Clancy, and I'll go in the front way. Those dumb cops will never get me. I could do this running blindfolded. Well, how'd it go, Rockefeller? Hey, you're out of breath. If you're leading the bulls up here, we don't want any part of it. You have to alibi for me, see? I've been playing pool all night here with you, see? I took plenty. I'll make it right with you guys. It was just after Yale returned, while he was chalking up his cue, that the heavy-set man came softly up behind him. Which one of you guys is... Okay, big boy, what's the charge? If you think you're gonna hand me anything, you're nuts. I've been here playing pool all evening. Ask Johnny Torrio here. Ask Al. Who do you think I was? A police commissioner? I'm looking for Torrio, Johnny Torrio. There's a guy named Colosimo out there, and oh, that's some work for him. Big Jim, sure, I know Colosimo. What's the angle, bud? Who's he want knocked off? That first break in the association of the three deadly palm pals did not end their alliance. In time, streets were to run red with blood. In time, each was to hate the other in murderous lust for wealth and power. Torrio went to Chicago to act as a bodyguard for Big Jim Colosimo, a notorious gangster of that city. Capone, who had not yet reached his peak, was a waterfront ruffian fighting, robbing, while Frankie Yale grew rich by exploiting labor and powerful through becoming the head of the Union Sicilian, in the eyes of whose members he ruled supreme. There is, for example, another instance when Yale was hired as an assassin. For a moment he stood looking down at his victim. This killing would put a couple of grand in his pocket, but suddenly there was a sound behind him. There he is! Get him! Kill him if he runs! Well, if it isn't Frankie Yale. Imagine meeting you here. You coppers give me a laugh. You can't tag me with this job. I just heard the shot and came to see what it was. Yeah, and I suppose the killer just left the gun where you could find it. We'll see if that's the gun that killed him. Drop dead, copper. I tell you I didn't do it, and I ain't saying nothing else. You'll get the rest from my mouthpiece. Let's see you get out of that one, Yale. Get my mouthpiece, do you hear? Get my mouthpiece for me. I'll show you coppers whether I did that job or not. On the day Yale spoke with his lawyer, there was enacted one of the greatest injustices ever posted upon the democratic ways of our courts, yet thwarted as she was for the moment, justice, in the end, would triumph. Get in touch with Tony Musica and Mike Lindana. You know what to tell them to say. Tell them they got two choices, prison or death. Okay, Frankie, I'll get them to my office. There's no question what they'll do. Fictitious names used here because of the men's innocence. You men know you didn't do that murder. You know you're protecting Yale. Maybe you'll die in the chair. At least there'll be prison for life. No, we did the murder. Frankie Yale no do it. We signed the paper. That means we make the murder. That was the supreme power held by Yale as the head of the union to so own it. From his decisions, there was no appeal. Once out of prison, while the two members went to jail for life, Yale began building more and more power. Look, why do we have to kick into Yale? The lousy racketeer. I'm not paying. That's up to you, bud. The outfit protects you from anything, like accidents. He waxed fat and rich, shaking down labor. Those who opposed him suddenly found themselves the victims of an unaccountable accident. Ow! Aye! My head! Look, Joe, he fell from the scaffold. He was hit by a brick. In the next few years, the inseparable trio showed another signs of their loyalty to one another. Capone went to Chicago to assist Torrio, and then one day in Brooklyn. Well, Johnny Torrio, I hear you've been doing all right in Chi. How's Al? He's fine, Frankie. He's one of my strong-arm men. I could use some of your services, Frankie. Colosimo's a pretty big shot and Chi too big. I figured that I could become even bigger with prohibition in. I figure a smart man could get rich out there. If Colosimo had an accident, eh? What would be in it for Frankie? On the 12th of May, 1920, about 4:30 in the afternoon, Big Jim Colosimo walked outside his Chicago restaurant, presumably to meet someone by prior arrangement. What he met instead was a gun. Alert police spotted Yale in the Chicago station 3 minutes before train time. We want to talk to you, Yale, about the murder of Colosimo. What? I don't know Colosimo. I came to Chicago on personal business. Did you find a rod on me? Well, I got a permit to carry it. But murder? You cops are crazy. Sooner or later we'll catch up with you, Yale. If not this time, some other time. It was never proven who killed Colosimo. There were no witnesses, and Yale's revolver did not match the slugs that killed Big Jim. In time, Yale grew even more powerful in Brooklyn. It'd be wise for you to start getting your beer from Yale, mister. I'm satisfied where I get my booze. Just mind your own business and I'll go mind mine. So long, brother. There were some like this man who dared to stand up to Yale, but they don't last long. That may change his mind. If not, there are plenty more where that one came from. Boom! By 1924, Yale had come for his meeting with his gang of cutthroat underlings. It was held in as lavish a setting as a bank robbery boardroom. A bank boardroom. Their business was carried on with the same directorial efficiency. Report says that saloon keeper on Canal has been cheating. Dropped a pineapple on his front porch. A dope from uptown has been horning in. Better take him for a ride. I hear we got a stool pigeon around town. You guys know who he is? Dig him a ditch out on the dump. And the Capone-Torrio partnership had grown by leaps and murders. Out of their immense profits had grown competition. Other gangs were jealous of the wealth. Protection of their rights meant war. Gang war. The Bugs Moran crowd had opened up on Torrio one day and laid him up for weeks. When he was well enough for a conference with Capone, pulling out, Al. I'll sell everything I got for as much as you can dig up. I'll pay $1 million for the whole thing, Johnny. Cash money. And so, for a fraction of its value, Capone bought out his pal, Torrio. It just so happened that about that time, Mike Merlo, head of Chicago's Union Sicilian, lay in the city hospital. He's dead. Merlo is dead. I'll notify his family. Someone would have to take Merlo's place as head of the organization of Chicago's 40,000 Sicilians. The word had come from New York from Frankie Yale. I got a man named Lombardo, Frankie. He's just a boy to take over. I'd like you to name him Chicago head. Sure, Al, sure. But sometime later, Joseph R.O., one of Bug Moran's gangsters from Chicago, made a personal call on Yale. I hear you've been thinking of appointing Tony Lombardo, Frankie. Well, Bugs Moran don't like it, Annie, and it ain't gonna be long before Moran runs Capone out of Chai. Moran thinks I can handle the union better than Lombardo. You got me wrong, Joe. I haven't made a decision yet. Yale knew he was in a spot. He hardly slept for weeks. He would have liked to have played along with Capone, but he couldn't overlook the power of the Bugs Moran gang. Suddenly he found what he thought was the solution. I have it. I'll make both Lombardo and LO joint heads of Chicago Union. Then, when Capone got the word of Yale's decision, why that dirty double-crossing rat? Me and his pal, he louses up. I'll fix him. I'll put the finger on him. If not today, some other day. Yale could not have made a worse decision. Friction between the Union of the Sicilians of Chicago and the headquarters in New York grew steadily worse. By 1929, their hate for each other knew no bounds. On July 1st, 1929, as Yale drove through Brooklyn, smooth black sedan suddenly swerved onto the street, cutting him off. Hey, you, move over. Where do you think you're going? Maybe you don't know who I am, but I'll give you something to remind you. Why, you... Yale stepped onto the road, took one step forward, and stood gasping in terror and surprise. And so, as he lived, he died. Violently. Frankie Yale lay in his own blood as a car sped off down the street. A big black swift car bearing an Illinois license. He learned what all those vice lords learn eventually. The paths of their fortunes led only to their graves. Jack Legs Diamond, the devil's disciple. You're gonna open up or I'll split your fat head wide open. I won't. Brought up in the misery and squalor of New York's Hell's Kitchen, Jack Legs Diamond became one of the gangdom's most ruthless and vicious members. Leading what seemed to charm life, he blazed an evil career of crime that could only end in one way: violent death. A fitting conclusion to the sordid story of a rat-like character who willingly became the devil's disciple. Hell's Kitchen in 1916. Get away from that truck. Drop that package. Yeah, try and make me. Stop! Stop! Thief! This is a cinch. Jack gets the expressman out of the way and we clean out the truck. You said it. Nobody can come near him with those legs. No cop ever caught him. Get him! Get him! He robbed my truck! No use going after him. That's the Diamond Kid. He's as fast as a jackrabbit. Boys call him Legs. We'll pick him up this afternoon. Don't worry. From these petty beginnings, Legs grew into a hardened criminal. At 21, he was hijacking fur warehouses. Hey, you can't park here. This is private property. What do you fellas want anyway? Start moving, boys. I'll take care of this old geezer. Now don't make any trouble. Move that truck or I'll call it. That's enough out of you, Pop. You ain't calling anyway. Minutes later, boy, it's just like you said, Legs. The joint's loaded. Well, hurry it up. I think Pop's a little too hard. He's dead. Diamond's reputation as a thief grew, and with it his enemy. Soon he had plenty of both on both sides of the law in October 1924. Baby, I'm on my way up. You wait and see. Rothstein and guys like that will come to me. Take it easy, Jack. Don't get too big. From what I hear, it isn't safe. Yeah, they'd better not fool around with me. Legs Diamond is the name to... Here's some birdshot, buddy. Birdshot, buddy. Just right for vultures like you. Help! Help! They've killed him! Oh. Stop! Stop, or I'll blast you wide open. Legs didn't die, and upon his recovery became the bodyguard to Jacob Little Augie Organ, a labor terrorist. Legs, I want you to meet two of my men. This is Lepke Buckhalter and Guru Shapiro. Hiya. What you say, pal? They're my best boys, Jack, but don't ever trust them farther than you can throw a piano. Ha-ha! Funny, ain't you, Augie? I don't like them kind of jokes. Take it easy, Guru. Augie's only kidding. But Augie was deadly serious. How right he was proven in October 1927 as Organ and Diamond reached the corner of Norfolk and Delancey Streets on New York's Lower East Side. Hey, Augie, come here a minute, will ya? Lepke, I've been looking around for you two all day. What you been up to? This, stupid. We're taking over. Augie, you're through. No, don't! Legs! You double-crossing rats! I'll get you for this to the last thing I do. Oh. Hey! Police! Police! Once again, the devil took care of his own, and Diamond lived to become bodyguard for the villainous Arnold Banning, racket boss. Legs, I got business for you. Mac's wallet is welching on his 20 grand bet. Take the boys and collect it. I'm on my way, boss. You'll get it. 2 hours later at Wallet's apartment. Hiya, Max. I ain't seen you around lately. Thought I'd drop in and chew the fat. Yeah, well, I'm not seeing anyone tonight. What do you want anyway, Legs? You ought to know, Pally. Where's the 20 grand you owe Banning? I'm here to get it. Now, wait a minute, Legs. Take it easy. He knows I haven't got that kind of dough. You go back and tell him I'm trying to get it. I ain't going anywhere until I get that money. Cough up, Max. Ow, Legs, listen. You gotta listen. I haven't got it, I tell you. Eee! You're lying, Max. I'm afraid we gotta convince you we mean business. Okay, boys. Oh, let me go. Legs, no. Legs, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna mess up this pretty face. Now are you gonna pay, or do we go to work on the girl? No, don't. Let her go and I'll give you the dough. Now Legs began to get cocky again, and soon was cutting into Bang's narcotic racket. One day, the boss found out. You double-crossing punk. Get out of here before I kill you. If I ever run into you again, it's curtains, see? Ow! After Legs leaves, Moran, follow that 2-bit big shot and take care of him. I don't trust that 2-timer rat out of my sight. It'll be a pleasure, boss. That punk's been asking for it for a long time. That night at a notorious New York nightclub. From now on, I'm not working for anyone. It's Legs Diamond for Legs Diamond, all the way. What do you want, Twist? Legs, I just heard Moran's out gunning for you. He's in the Hi-Ho Club down the street. He'll be here next. See you later. I got some business that needs attending to. Seems like my old boss thinks I'm a chowderhead. I gotta change his mind. Shortly after. You guys seen Legs Diamond tonight? I got something to give him that can't wait. No, we ain't seen him all week. Sorry, Moran. Then as Moran drives off, Hiya, Moran. I didn't want to keep you waiting. I got something for you, too. Keep driving and don't try nothing funny. Diamond. In the empty Brooklyn lot 40 minutes later. Legs, please. I was only doing what the boss ordered me to. I ain't got nothing against you. So long, sucker. I'm gonna give you a nice send-off, pal. Don't be all burned up, chum. You had it coming. Aw, now I'll have to take the subplate back. Diamond's power continued to grow. By 1930, he had a big share of the rackets and owned a large nightclub. To protect himself from his numerous enemies, he moved upstate to Accra, where he lived in a huge house surrounded by spotlights and bodyguards. But those who had sworn to get him never gave up, and one night as he left his girlfriend, "Gee, Jack, I hardly ever see you anymore. When are you coming down again?" "Pretty soon, baby. The heat's almost off. Meanwhile, I'm looking into the upstate beer and Applejack rackets. I think country life will agree with me. I'll call you tomorrow and you didn't think we forgot you, did you, pal?" But again, Diamond fooled them and recovered. He now began hijacking beer and Applejack in earnest. "Come on down out of there. I want to talk to you. Where are you taking that load of Applejack?" "Maybe that's none of your business, mister." "I'm making it my business. Put him in the car, boys. I got an idea he's going to talk loud and long. I'm paid to keep my mouth shut, and no so-called tough boys can open it." "At an abandoned cemetery not far away." "Well, how about it, hard boy? Change your mind about opening up, or do I have to break every bone in your body?" No, stop! I'll tell you the load for Jake Luggery. Enough." "So that's who it is. From now on, Luggery's orders come from me. Come on, let's go." "Come on, Legs." The beating of the driver caused statewide indignation, and Diamond was arrested on kidnapping charge. "Okay, Diamond, let's go. The DA's waiting to see you." "Well, now ain't that nice. He's got nothing on me. I'll be home tonight." "I'm afraid not, Legs. You're staying put this time." But Diamond didn't stay put. He managed to go free for a lack of evidence. "Gentlemen, in honor of this proof of my innocence, I'm going to throw the biggest party Albany's ever seen." "Innocent? He's as guilty as they come. Someday he'll get it, but good." The reporter's words to prove prophetic. That night, December 16th, 1930, his Legs was on his way to pick up his girlfriend she had earlier called him. "Okay, sister, keep quiet and get back inside." "Oh!" "That was nice of Maxie to call and tell us that rat was going to be here. Shut up and hang on to that girl. He'll be here any minute now." Moments later, the door swings open as the killers raise their guns. "Hi, baby. What's this?" "Greetings, Legs. We come to congratulate you on beating the rap. Give it to him, boys." No! Bang, 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 bang. "This time it's for keeps. You're finished, Legs. I ain't taking no chances. This guy has 9 lives like a cat. I'm making sure." Bam! "Oh!" "If you know what's good for you, sister, you'll keep your trap shut. Come on, let's blow." Shortly after, "Alright, miss, let's go. Nothing will bring him back this time. Yeah, he's finally burning in the place he should have gone to a long time ago." Thus ended the evil life of Jack Legs Diamond. A hated character, despised by all, the devil's disciple, had gone to meet his master. The end. One page, gunpowder to the A-bomb. The history of things that go bang. Avon wanted you to learn something today. Gunpowder was first used by the Chinese as a noisemaker at festivals. It was later employed by Western missionaries as a propelling force in the cannons against the Mongol invaders during the 15th century. In the 13th century, gunpowder was used in small arms. In World War I, gunpowder was replaced by explosives with much greater destructive force for use in such weapons as the French 75. The atom bomb is the latest and most destructive of all the weapons of war. And now, a word from our sponsor. Introducing the Pinball King, the most thrilling pinball table money can buy. You'll be the envy of the neighborhood. Flashing lights and electric bells, multi-ball action, up to 3 balls at once. Automatic score counter goes to $999,999. Deluxe chrome trim, looks like it cost a fortune. Folds flat for easy storage. Can you beat the high score? Satisfaction guaranteed or your money back. Only $1.98, 35 cents shipping and handling. Send check or money order to the Pinball King Company, Department Management 1-1, Box 114, Chicago 7, Illinois. The Pinball King guarantees complete satisfaction for all standard players. Players achieving the maximum score of 999,999 acknowledge that the Pinball King Co. assumes no liability for extended residency within the game's console. High score holders cannot locate the exit are reminded that the Hall of Fame is permanent. Pinball King Co. is not responsible. Allow 6 to 8 weeks for delivery. Offer void where prohibited. It's only a game. Lucky Dale, art by Warren Kremer, who you might better know as the man who drew Casper the Friendly Ghost. Before the Friendly Ghost, River Pirates. Out of the fog-shrouded night they came, shadowy figures whose presence spelled M-U-R-D-E-R. Who were they? From where did they come? These are the questions which faced Lucky Dale as she took up the death-strewn trail of the River Pirates. Shooting. It sounded like it came from the docks. Bang, bang! A policeman's been shot. And that speedboat. I wonder whoever did it is making their getaway. Where are you hurt, officer? Can you talk? Stomach. Got it. Bad. Call headquarters. Tell them. River Pirates. Lucky phones police headquarters, and a half hour later, Captain Donovan of Homicide arrives at the scene with an ambulance. Well, Doc? Your man will live, Captain Donovan, but he won't be able to answer questions for at least a week. I'll bet the same gang of rats we've been after for more than a year shot Hogan, Lucky. They're a gang of murderous, slippery river pirates. Their annual take runs into the millions, and we can't even lay a finger on it. They've done everything, even sent undercover men into the waterfront districts, but without results. Maybe that's because your men were known to the Underworld. Look, Captain, I'd like to help rout them out. A woman working undercover might have more of a chance. Let me try it. It's an idea, Lucky. You've helped us before. You might do it again. Remember this, Lucky. It's dangerous work. One mistake and you're dead. But go ahead if you want to. I'll back you. Thank you, Captain. So Lucky began haunting the waterfront dives, posing as a tough gal with an easy conscience and a yen for easier dough. Who's the blonde, Joe? She's new around here. She calls herself Lucky Dale, Molly. Flew into town 3 days ago. She seems to be looking for dishonest blood. Maybe you folks could use her. Maybe we can at that. I'll look the chick over for possibilities. You sure didn't take long to get acquainted. That Red, women will be the death of him yet. If you don't leave that blonde phony alone, I'll be the death of him. Watch me break that love fest up, but quick. Alright, bottle blonde, blow. You're grazing in my pasture. Just as you say, dearie, but the redhead blows with me. Right, Red? Right, baby. I hate bossy dames. They make me nervous. So you think I'm gonna let you take Red away from me? I already have, dearie. Come, Red. Let's get out of this flea trap. You peroxide cow. Red, let me go. Ooh. I'll get you if I swing for it. Tick, tick. You really must watch your temper, dearie. The old warhorse, I was getting tired of her nagging. From here on in, Lucky, it's just gonna be you and me. And to seal the bargain, I'm gonna give you a little present. Come on. A few minutes later, in a nearby loft. Go on, baby, take anyone you want. There's plenty more on the piers where they came from. Me? For this nifty mink? Gosh, Red, thanks. Looks like I've really hit the jackpot. I'll have Captain Donovan check this coat against stolen fur ship. According to this report, that coat was stolen from Piers number 3 nearly a month ago. I think you've hit the gang responsible, Lucky. Now, do you think you can worm your way in? I'm going to try talking Red into it. I got a date with him in an hour. But it proves unnecessary to talk Red into it, for when Lucky meets him at the waterfront cafe a half hour later, I'm going to talk to my boss about you, Lucky. He can use a gal with nerve and a yen for easy dough. Figure you fit the bill. How about it, kid? All you have to do is act as a lookout on our jobs. The kind of jobs that gets a gal mink coats, Red? I'm game. Lead me to it. I knew you were my kind of gal. Come on, I'll take you down to the hideout to meet the boss and the gang. You can go along on the job we got planned for tonight. A few minutes later, the gang hideout. Lucky, this is the boss, Matty Silvers. The other two guys are Skivvy and Tiny. You already know Molly. Fellows, this is Lucky Dale, our new lookout. Red tells me you got plenty of nerve. You'll need it in this mob. We work fast, and when someone gets in the way, we shoot to kill. Now on this job, we're pulling tonight. We're taking over Pier 3 on the West River. Lucky will play lookout with a blinker light. Give us one long, one short blink for danger. 2 long, 2 short blinks for caution. Savvy? I got it. This is it, Lucky. Now you got to duck this bunch long enough to tip off Donovan. Look, fellas, I gotta change into slacks. I'll meet you at the pier in an hour. Okay, Lucky. If you ask me, that dame's up to something. She's acting kind of nervous. I think I'll tail her just to play safe. Molly follows Lucky Dale to a phone booth in a corner drugstore. Slacks, huh? Since when do you find them in a phone booth? There's something screwy about this dame. I'm gonna slip into that next booth and listen in on our call. Captain Donovan? Lucky Dale calling. The little rat, she's tipping off the cops. The gang's robbing Pier number 3 tonight, Captain, and I'm playing lookout. Here's the blinker signal I'm to use. 1 long, 1 short for danger, 2 long, 2 short for caution. Okay? Use the latter signal to tip off my raiding squad. Begin 5 minutes after you reach the dock. As Lucky leaves the booth, she notices a corner of Molly's fur coat caught in the door cracked in the next booth. Hey, that looks like Molly. She followed me from the hideout. I gotta take care of her before she tips off the gang. I think I know just the way to do it. Turn it into the alley. That'll make it easier to catch up with her and force her to the pier with this. She's 1 copper that's gonna be food for the fish. I thought you'd follow me. Give me that gun. You spying blondie phony. I'll kill... Hey! Oh. She's knocked out. Now I'll tear her scarf up and use the strips to tie her hands and feet. That should keep her safe until Donovan's men spring their trap at the pier. Too bad I haven't any time to properly take care of, but I've got to get down to the pier. I guess that'll hold her for a while. Golly, I got to hurry. Lucky arrives at the pier to find the rest of the mob impatiently waiting. You had me worried. I thought you weren't going to show. Come on, let's get to work. Here's your blinker. Stand just where you are and keep an eye out for trouble. Donovan said to wait 5 minutes. That means that midnight is 0 hour. His raiding squad must be closing in right now. Meanwhile, in the alley near the drugstore, Molly has revived and is working frantically to free herself. I gotta get out of here and scotch Lucky's tip-off. There, my hands are free. I'm gonna make it. That blonde she-cat's in for a rough time. There, I've waited a good 7 minutes just to make sure. I'll start signaling Donovan. Maddie, ready, Skibby? Get out of here. It's a trap. Lucky tipped off the cop. She's a police spy. Yeah, Red, your little blonde chick's a lousy spy. How'd you like it, Red? How'd you like it? A copper? You little tramp. I'm gonna blow your heart out. Don't do it, Maddie. Red! Red! I don't care what she is. She's still my girl. Blam, blam! You fool! This is where you and me part company. So long, Maddie. Blam, blam! Red! We're the law and we got you surrounded. Throw down your guns and reach for the sky. Lucky, are you alright? Yes, Donovan, I'm over here. He deliberately took the bullet that were meant for me. Get him a doctor, Donovan, please. Get him a doctor. Take it easy, kid. It's no use. Maddie's slug smashed me up inside. Better this way, Lucky. Now I won't have to sit behind bars, wishing I didn't met you before I went bad. So long, Lucky. Only good thing ever happened to me. He's dead, Lucky. I'm sorry. I kind of liked him. Somehow I think if we'd met long before this, we might have turned out to be different. You've done a good job, Lucky. Come away from here now. You'll forget this night. Someday it'll seem to be just another bad dream. I guess you're right, Donovan, but there will always be a tiny part of my heart that'll remember Red Larkin, a guy who gave his life for a gal who might have liked him an awful lot if he'd had only been on her side of the fence. Murderous Gangsters, number 1. Avon Periodicals, July 1951. Pretty Boy Floyd, Frankie Yale, Jack's Leg Diamond. There were 3 men who built everything they had with their hands and their nerve and their willingness to go further than anyone else would go. Floyd died in a cornfield at 30. Diamond died in his sleep at 34. 3 shots, nobody convicted. Yale died in his car at 34, machine gun, broad daylight, killed by the man he had made. The Comics Code Authority arrived 3 years after this issue was published. After that, you couldn't tell stories like these anymore. Not like this. not with real names and real faces and real endings. This has been SL Toons, part of SL Tonight. Subscribe and watch your back. Good night.